Good day, Dr. Di Palubos. I am Jade Mikhaila Lucero, a third-year B.Ed student in Negros Oriental State University, BAIS Campus 2. And today, I will be presenting to you my part in our research, which is the Chapter 3, Results and Discussions, Profile of the B.Ed students. So our study was entitled The Challenges Encountered in an Online Distance Learning by the B.Ed students in Negros Oriental State University, BAIS Campus 2. Chapter 3, Results and Discussions. This chapters covers the presentation, analysis, and interpretation of the data gathered relevant to each of the given specific problems. The presentation of the findings allows the order of the problems covered in the study for purposes of identity and clarity. Upon the retrieval of the questionnaires, the responses were then tabulated. Analysis of the data started after the data was computed. Profile of the B.Ed students. The profile of the B.Ed students is presented in this section, which includes age, sex, location, gadgets available, and the general average of the respondents in the previous semester. Now let's start with Table 1.1, Age of the B.Ed students. Table 1.1 shows the age of B.Ed students. It can be gleaned from the table that majority of B.Ed students have age bracket of 21 to 23, which comprises 67.49% or 110 out of 163 respondents. In contrast, the age range of 26 and above got the lowest percentage at 3.06% or 5 out of 163 respondents. This means that B.Ed students tend to concentrate between 21 to 23 years old. In terms of the challenges encountered, studies reveal that it had implications in an online distance learning. It was an influencer factor of the perception of ability level required for online distance learning. Also, the diversity of age groups in online higher education was increasingly and progressively more evident. And according to Moran D. et al. 2019, the online learning students population is becoming more heterogeneous in terms of age. On the other hand, age is one of the variables considered when assessing student satisfaction in online course and with varying results. Overall, age is certainly an important factor to consider when designing online courses. Now, let's go to the table 1.2, sex of B.Ed students. In terms of sex, out of 163 respondents, 85.26%, 26% or 139 respondents were females, and 14.74% or 24 respondents were males. This indicates that female students predominant among B.Ed students. Now let's proceed to table 1.3, geographic location of B.Ed students rather. The table 1.3 presents the location of the respondents, wherein majority were situated in lowland areas, with 47.86% or 78 out of 163 respondents, while fewer or 20%, 20.24% were from Midland. So many students living in rural areas face serious connection issues, unlike those in large towns where mobile networks are accessible. However, some children in rural areas have shown an incredible determination to attend their online classes. Some walk for kilometers and climb to the top of nearby hills or mountains to tap into 3G networks, despite how dangerous the journey may be. And according to GAS 2020, students in rural areas are being affected more severely than those in urban areas by the current pandemic as the nation adopts online education. And additionally, people in rural areas must contend with erratic power supply and outdated electronic equipment, which frequently obstruct seamless access. And DOB 2020 also says that likewise, learners in rural areas face significant challenges in adapting to modern lifestyles and learning, as evident by the widespread use of online learning management system and low technological application. Now, let's move on to Table 1.4, Commonly Used Gadgets in Online Distance Learning. It can be gleaned from Table 1.4 that out of 163 respondents, 103 or 63.20% or majority of the students utilized their smartphone gadgets which are used for online learning. Smartphones top at the most preferred and commonly used gadgets among BEd students, which comprises 163.20% rather, while laptop ranks second in terms usage with 46 out of 163 learners or 28.22% used in online learning. On the other hand, only 1 or 0.61% of respondents utilized a tablet as a tool for online distance learning. So smartphone utilized is increasingly evolving into an effective teaching and learning tool for online education. Its use guarantees flexible course delivery, enables students to use online learning platforms, access course materials, and communicate electronically. The results shown that using a smartphone for educational purposes is more convenient for online distance learning. Now, let's proceed to the last table, which is Table 1.5, General Average in the previous semester. Table 1.5 demonstrates the overall average of BEd students. 52.16% of respondents obtained a general average of 88 to 90 in the previous semester, while only 3 or 1.84% receive an average of 94 or higher. This indicates that despite the challenges they encountered, the students were unable to handle the online distance learning. And according to data from the Department of Education, the typical online student scored in 59 percentile. This contrasts with the conventional student who came in at 50 percentile. And according to study, online learning does not impair a student's capacity for passing exams and receiving high grades. So when taking a course online as opposed to in person, the likelihood that a typical student would stick with it in a lowered by 70 percentage points, and if they do, their final grades was dropped by more than 0.3 points on a 4-point scale. And despite the fact that students who enroll in online courses at community college were typically more prepared and motivated than their peers. So that's all for my part in our research. Thank you.